Robin Durie, thank you for joining us today. Can we firstly start with talking about the benefits of adopting a systems approach in your work and why you think it's important to do so?
For me, the main benefits are all around the potential differences that we can make for the health and well-being of our most disadvantaged communities. Too many of the interventions, too much of the work that we do doesn't make a difference. There's evidence that suggests it actually makes things worse for our poorest communities. In our work, we believe that a complex systems approach has the real potential to make long-term difference. But more than that, it's sustainable because of the emergent dynamics that it's a way that allows power to be manifested and used by our communities for their own benefits in ways which are transformational.
Can you give us an example of work that you've done in the area?
Yes, I was speaking earlier on about a group of young people in West Cornwall who had been subject to extended difficulties, antisocial behaviour orders and so forth. They were perceived to be a source of crime in the area. Through our approach, it emerged that actually they were suffering from their own isolation, the stigma of being in this very poor area. And we were able to work with them. And what emerged from that was a street dance programme, which has transformed their lives, but more importantly has been sustained now for over 15 years and goes from strength to strength. We had no idea that that's what would have happened when we started working in that area with the local police. And we found in each of the different communities with which we've worked that different outcomes emerge. And that's the most exciting thing about doing this work. What's going to happen?
Are there any challenges to adopting a systems approach in this particular area?
Huge challenges. I would say that the two main ones, political systems are very unresponsive to local change. More than that, they're very suspicious of the devolution of power. There's rhetorics around localism, but actually power seeks to accrete and hold itself in the centre. Everything that we're trying to do using this complexity idea of self-organisation is to allow power to become dispersed and distributed throughout networks. And that's a real challenge for those who are used to holding power, used to occupying situations of expertise. To give up power is the hardest challenge. And frequently, what we've found is that entrenched power resists the kinds of programs that we're trying to be involved in and tries to bring power back to the centre. And
thinking about lessons learned, you've been working in this area for a number of years now. Are there lessons learned from your work in low-income communities that could perhaps be applied or adopted elsewhere?
I think that one of the hardest things that we've found is that often our work will be commissioned without a real investment from the commissioners who need to be seen to be doing something. We really need all partners to be committed to doing work in this way and to stay with it. The temptation to return to old ways of working, the temptation to roll back if it doesn't appear to be going in the way that it was expected. We need to support our community partners, but we equally need to support our commissioners, our service providers, because this is as challenging for them as it is for our community partners. It's about making a difference for our residents, but it's also about making a difference in how services are delivered. And change within organisations is always threatening, especially if it's change that's literally coming from the bottom up. So I think from our perspective, as much support as we can give to all partners in this work is the strongest lesson learned. We can't assume that it's our most vulnerable community partners who are the ones in need of most support. It's often the case it's actually our service providers who become vulnerable because they are doing something so radically different.
Robin, thank you very much.